Hey guys, welcome back to Crow Builds. For today's project, I'll be making a hoverboard out of Back to the Future. When I was younger, I remember seeing these other kids making these cool hoverboards at school for the science fairs out of a piece of plywood and a leaf blower. And I've always wanted to try it, and I thought there's no better time than now. So stick around, this should be a fun project. So I'll go through what I'll be using for this project. Just this big piece of plywood here, some nice thick plastic sheeting, some paints, duct tape, another piece of thinner plywood, and at the end I'll glue this hoverboard picture I printed out, which is the Back to the Future design. I've had to shorten it a little bit, make it a bit fatter, and it still won't fit the whole board, but it'll just be a cool little design feature there. So the plan is I'll be cutting this piece of plywood in half and shaping it a little bit. Then I'll be stapling this plastic sheet on the underside of the plywood and leaving a gap underneath for the air to fill out. I'll also cut a hole in this plywood for the air to go through. Now, most of the projects I've seen online use leaf blowers. I've got a leaf blower, but I thought I'd test out this first. This is a air blower used to blow up small jumping castles for kids' birthday parties. So I think this will be a bit more powerful. So the first step is to cut out this piece of plywood. The wider you make it, the more stable it'll be. I'm not too sure if this project's even going to work in the first place, but I want to give it the best chance it's got and make it quite wide. So I'm just going to round the edges here and then round the nose like this, and then cut this out with the jigsaw. Okay, so the board's almost ready now. I started to paint it pink, but then I ended up spray painting it black. I've got it laid on this plastic sheet, and now I have to cut the plastic sheet around the edge of the board, leaving about a couple of inches all the way around. And then that will be folded back on top and stapled down. I almost forgot. First I have to cut a hole in the board for the air to be blown down through. There we go, it's all taped up. Turns out I didn't even need to paint it black with the amount of tape I used, but I ended up cutting a hole here and putting in some bolts just so I can easily attach the air blower. So now I'll flip it over. Now we have to do a base plate. So that's going to be cut out of this piece of thin plywood right in the centre and screwed straight down into the main piece of plywood. And then the holes where the air will come out will be cut around the base plate. Okay, so I think the underside of the board is finished now, so we'll flip it over. So the last thing left to do is to attach on the printout. Okay, the hoverboard's finally finished. Time to see if it'll work. I don't think it's going to be big enough to support my weight, So